There we go. All right, we got the chat working now. All right, there we go. What's going on, people? We got it. We figured it out. Appreciate your guys' patience. Yeah, I was a dummy. I clicked on the yes, it's made for kids. What's going on? Tope Suicina, O-Dog, Crixie, Juno, Mike, Mr. William Slaughter, Davis, and Choco Chip. It is good to see you all, man. Smiley day there, people. Dude, I love this episode. I from beginning to end, I was a fan. I love the date. I am a pretty fan. Crixie can tell you about what that's a reference to. But dude, it was good. I started drawing. It's a bidet. What's up, Dyson Dishes? Have you been in there before? I think I remember that name. But I started drawing, doing one of those speed drawings of, what's his face, of Pretty. And dude, ogres are tough. Ogres are tough to draw. You have to stretch and skew, and it's taken me a lot longer than I thought it would. But it's gonna be a good one. So I'm glad they finished the date, so I could actually still do the drawing, and it'll be somewhat current. Yeah, I'm with you, Tope. Great episode. I liked it better than the last episode. A couple of the episodes have been either good start, bad finish, or slow finish, rather, or slow start and good finish. I thought this had a lot of good parts all the way through. All right, well, welcome, Dice and Dishes. Glad you came here to join us and stuck with me through the technical difficulties. But we got it, man. Choco Chip, first time in D&D history that a group pulled off a heist without anything horribly happening, right? But now they're getting into it. Now they're getting deep into it. Mike honestly thought that Chetney would reveal himself as a sleeper agent of the weird guy. I'm still waiting on that. I'm still waiting. A lot of people had some good theories about Travis switching from Chetney still. So I think there's some good ones. Bidet. Yeah. Bidet. Good callback on that one. Man, Crixie, you are our historian, man. Critical Role historian. Have you watched every episode and every one shot? Juno, I wasn't expecting the date to be so theatrical towards the end. It was very funny. Dude, that ending of that date had me rolling. Man, I was loving it. Pretty just got so much better. I'm a fan. He's so well educated for an ogre. And the way he lets them down is so good. And Fern would be the one to take it to heart. Yeah, for sure, O-Dog. Great twist. Crixie Matt said, see you next Thursday at the end, but isn't next week their week off? No, I think we still have one. It usually is last weekend. So 21st, I think we'll have one more weekend. Let's check the old schedule. So yeah, we have one more. It's the last weekend, so it should be the 28th. That is their weekend off. So 3 weeks on, 1 off normally. Yeah, Crixie, I see in the comments, man. That's impressive. I'm still missing about 20 episodes, so I'll I'll finish watching everything. Yeah, I got you, man. You just stick to the history of Critical Role. I'll take care of the calendars for you. Toby Susina, I think he's a werewolf. Yeah, for sure. Keep smelling for things. I think that he's a werewolf. I think that creepy tall dude is going to try to release a werewolf plague. That's the gift he's talking about. We had some really good theories going on about all of that a few weeks ago, and I think it's tracking perfectly. Ellie Fleming, good evening, Ellie. What time is it for you there? It's morning for me, so I can't believe Matt ended 45 minutes early again. I think they were making up for last week a little bit because it went late last week, but I also think that it was just, you don't want to, it's about to be a combat, and you don't want to start a combat with a time limit. And you really don't want to start a combat and then have, 30 minutes in cut it off either. So I think it was smart. I think it was a good call, but yeah, that's been a weird thing this whole season is you really don't know between 12 and 1 when they're going to end. O-Dog, 3 shows per month. And I think this is the only month they're going to do the 2 weeks off. That was just Christmas, New Year, but we'll see. Pretty has layers. Sure thing, Jocko Chip is like onions. Onions have layers. Actually, some months have 5 Thursdays. Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna do for that. If they're gonna just cut it after 3, or just if they're sticking to the end of the month thing. But then again, they cut off a week, and with the pre-recordings, they could easily put 4 in a month. Mike, this was honestly some canon / demon worships or conspiracy level insanity with what they're about to go up against. Yeah, I love it. I am I'm a fan. I'm liking this underground conspiracy. That's fun. Like Alex Jones needs to be make an appearance. I have the documents. Oh no, I couldn't remember if it was only last Thursday they're off X3 after the next New Year, or after the New Year. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they said last Thursday of every month. So we'll see. So far we've only ran into 3s, 3 weeks on and 1 off. But I think it's just fixed to the last one of the month. Ellie, the end of the date was all the feels. Oh, for sure, all the feels, man. It was so good. It was so good. And I was looking forward to the date, surprisingly, all week. Like, that stuff gets me, man. Crixie, who thinks this fellow we met is the Nightmare King? Did they say they worked for the Nightmare King, or is he the actual Nightmare King? I'm kind of confused on that one. Juno, the creepy spider guy, left me deeply unsettled. I'm with you. His voice kind of reminds me of the kind of villain from Arcane a little bit. So I'm kind of digging that. But yeah, deeply unsettling for sure. Creepy guy might use the business guy as a first step to the werewolf shadow government. Heck yeah, man! Get that werewolf shadow government going, Mike. I think it's definitely the plan. Barton. Yeah, combat usually takes about 90 minutes. That's pretty average. And if this is going to be a full combat, I think this will be one of the longer ones. This seems like he's going to be a main threat. Either, probably not big bad evil guy, but maybe right under him. Crixie, I was really disappointed the episode was 2.5 hours, but it was theatrical. Intermission. Dude, the intermission was quick. I was very surprised. That's why I kind of felt like it was going to be a shorter episode because of that already. Yeah, I get it too. I would rather have that extra 30 minutes or so, but I got a long weekend, so I'm not really hating that I'm going to get a little extra sleep tonight. So that's fine. William Slaughter. Gorgeous sound on the like that's a weird word to a Bjorn to you. What does that mean? Beorn. Excuse my unintelligence. Fill me in. Zachary, what's going on, man? I'm loving Campaign 3 so far. I'm going to give it 30 episodes before I really start to rank it next to the other campaigns. Campaign 1 was super fun and chaotic. Campaign 2, they took a lot more serious, and you could tell that they were better prepared for it. And this one, I feel like they're trying to go back to the kind of chaotic fun again. But with the experience, I think everyone is on their game. Surprisingly, Talison's character is a little less than what I expected, but everyone else picked it up. So they upped their game. So I'm loving it so far. I'm having a lot of fun. I just think it's super polished, man. Ellie, 12:30. Yeah, so you're right there with me. No reason to have stopped combat partway through or whatever. Yeah. As a, then you got to remember where everything's at. Well, I guess they can probably just keep it set up there. As a DM, I hate to do that. And if I think there's going to be kind of combat coming up, like for my campaign in a couple weeks, I'm going to do like a super 6-hour session, which would be really, really fun. But it's because there's a big combat coming up, and I don't want everybody to have to stop in the middle of it. So maybe this will be a big combat. We'll see. It's definitely been one that's been building up for 2 weeks. So, Toby Susina, what do we think this tall creature is? Crixie, I think, is saying that it is the Nightmare King himself. I'm excited. Super creepy. There's been a lot of creepiness in this campaign so far. So, Crixie, I love that Pretty turned them down. That was epic. And do you think that was just Matt's way of not wanting to continue or break his heart or something? Or whatever his reasoning was, I'm so happy he did it. That was maybe my favorite part of the episode. Mike, I think this guy might be like a Dark Shadow version of our Taggin. That would be really cool. I was always an Artagan fan, so I think he's a little more sinister. He seems a little more sinister, super creepy, and sociopath as well. On top of all that, Dyson Dishes, Nightmare King is Chained Oblivion. Ooh. Defend yourself. Why do you think that is? I think that would be awesome though. Spoilers to anyone who hasn't watched Campaign 2. William Slaughter, Laudna was a superstar, dude. So good. And it feels like Marisha has a blast playing her. Keyleth always felt like she was out of her element. Yeah, I'm 100% with you. I got a lot of crap in one of my videos for saying exactly that. I was like, wasn't a fan of Keyleth, but Laudna's amazing. Dude, I had 50% dislikes in that video. And I'm like, I'm just speaking the truth, man. I'm not trying to be negative or nothing. She just wasn't up to par with the rest of the cast. They're all professional voice actors, and she'd been in the game for like 2 years, maybe. So, but she is just killing it, man. She's so good. Crixie, Laudna with her minor illusion is quickly becoming a local myth. Yeah, you can totally see locals in Drissar talking about these ghosts. Yeah, the ghosts, and then just using her magic to make him even feel creepier. Like, so what is it? Unsettling presence. So good, man. There's so much flavor to that. Like, and Matt pays attention to the world so much that he's not going to let that go unnoticed. So I'm excited to see how the rest of kind of this land kind of takes to that and where the references come from. He'll catch it for sure. Juno, Laudna, Fern, and Imogen still wearing the vegetables that Pretty gave you. she put the cauliflower on her horn. That Pretty gave them. I'm picturing Fern going to combat with tiny pumpkin stuck to her horns. Yeah, that's a good call. They never said they took it off. So what do you guys think? So after 10 episodes, who are your favorite characters? Who's killing it the most for you this season, this campaign? Jester Sketchbook, good to see ya. Aloha. Jack-o'-lantern face. Matt really knows how to freak us out. Yeah. And just the range from going from Pretty to that is super fun. No, I don't think it's Crixie. No, I don't think it's my Nightmare King. Just was throwing it out there to see what these folks think. I got you. My bad. Yeah. I don't think. Oh, it could be. I'm split on it. Choco chip. People are saying in the chat. I didn't pay attention to the chat this week. I was kind of fumbling around with some other things. People in chat were saying that long limb guy could be Gith, but I didn't think Gith had the really long ears. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to chat, so I didn't even look that up. Juno, the date was really funny itself, but Fern's face when Pretty rejected. Yep, is what took me. Yeah, I was right there with you. Like everyone else was kind of cool with it. They were kind of relieved by it, but Fern was crushed, man. Oh, dog, I think this campaign's a long con to get Travis over his fears of haunted houses, body horror. I think it's just his way to get his werewolf fix, man. Crix, you don't like your mind tainted? Don't like them poisoning your thoughts? That's the chat's a lot. Sometimes they got some good stuff, good insight. I feel like I get a ton better insight from this chat than theirs. Sketchbook. Why did it have to be Crazy Jaw stuff? Right. Davis, what's going on, Davis? Sounds like Ashton's old group that nobody might also be the ones that set up Dorian's brother. Yeah, I mean it seems like the con, man. They get a lookout and then put everything on him so they can get away scot-free. I think that's exactly what they were trying to say and push there, or at least set up for that whole storyline. It's funny how that's kind of going on the side, and like you have a couple different things going on all at the same time, so it makes for good watching. But I'm right there with you. I think it's the same exact group, and that's gonna lead to some good stuff later on. Juno, yeah, Jester Sketchbook. Yeah, Jester Sketchbook has some amazing animations. If you haven't watched them yet, please go and watch them. They're 100% worth it. So good. Super funny. The Jester one in... Oh, man. What's the temple that she was desecrating? That's my favorite one of yours so far, though. All right, Tope Susina, Laudna, FCG, and Chutney is climbing up quickly. Yeah, I got to put Fern up there as well. Chutney is... I'm going to give Chutney a few more weeks, but I'm loving Chutney so far. I'm a fan of Travis anyway, but yeah, Chutney and Fern, I think, are top for me. Laudna's right behind them. So, yeah, there you go then, Fern. So we have kind of the same top, just switched around a little bit. Mr. Slaughter, Laudna, Fern, Chutney, in that order. I have no problem with that. Laudna is amazing. Fern's amazing. Chutney's amazing. I'm gonna give Chutney a little bit more time though before I before I officially rank him. Barton Hazard. I'm a real fan of Rogue, so Chetney all the way. I'm glad they got a Rogue too. Like that just makes for fun D&D. Crixie, Laudna, Chetney, and Fern. See, I again can't argue with it. Yeah, there's a reason everyone's saying it. Ahab Olas. Hope I'm saying that right. Do you think that thing was? Do you think that thing was the one to turn Duger? I don't know. I don't know what turned him. I don't think so. I think he is trying to extract it from him. Kept calling it a gift. So I think he's trying to extract it from him. So I think it's I don't think we know who turned him. Julian Smith Serrano. That's a great name. The Witches 3. Indeed. Monica J. What's up, Monica? Good to see you again. I believe... I'm not even going to pronounce it. Gith do actually have long ears, but no guarantees. The sallow yellow skin. And no-nose definitely adds up, though. Anyone want to look up Gith description and give it to us? Totally could be. That's something I haven't messed around with yet, though. Mike, right now the only person with a whole lot of suspicion to them is Chetney. I know there's still a couple other people, but Chetney for sure. Dyson Dishes. The reason I believe Nightmare King is the Chained Oblivion is because of how there was no follow-up in Campaign 2. True. And feels like something it would do to make Chaos to Destroy Everything. And they just love referring to it. So I could see it being part of that for sure. Welcome. Getting some more people in here. Like picking up some steam. Dealing Fiction, good to see you. I'd love to see Laudna, Fern, and Imogen create a spell together. Fiction, I believe you're the one that was on to the werewolf stuff from the start. So I hope you are happy with how it's going. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I like to see them start doing some teamwork, man. A weird resurrection spell. That would be a really weird resurrection spell. Oh, dog. Faves are Fern up right there. Finally, someone with some good taste. Fern up top. Fern, Laudna, also Aurum for being brilliant straight man. Aurum is needed. Not my favorite. Aurum is needed, and I actually really love the build. All right, yesterday, have a good time. Yeah, have fun at work. Monica, I'll admit Ashton is one of my favorites. All right, we got an Ashton in here, as well as Fern and Dorian and Laudna. I think Ashton has the potential to be one of the coolest. What about Ashton makes him your favorite? Since I think you're the one who said that so far. Ellie, I really don't know who to pick as a favorite. Really like the group as a whole. I'm with you. I'm a fan of their dynamic as well. That's no shame in saying that. You're not going to pick a favorite yet. Just if any are in the lead, let us know. Trixie, we got a lot of good info out of Ashton. Yeah, we did. Hey, get him drinking. He'll talk. Yeah, the group still has no name. It just has to come up naturally. You gotta let it come up naturally. As the threads that is more or less connected, these various threads. Mike, or maybe this guy is actually alien. Matt bringing in some science BS to all this magic. He's been doing. He's got so much depth in this. Dude, it's text, man. Don't even worry about grammar. Troy, what's happening, Troy? That Ashton backstory though, he makes so much more sense now. Yeah, no, I like the backstory. I like the character. I like the build. I don't know what it is. Talison's maybe just a little too low energy with him. I feel like should have so much more edge. Yeah, finally, I don't know if I feel like Talison's the one getting all the backstory out of everybody. So it was nice for them to get it out of him this time, or he brought it up, but to get his for sure. Davis Merrifield, tall and slender humanoids with rough, leather yellow skin and bright black eyes, long angular skull with small and flat noses and ears that were pointed and serrated in the back side. It doesn't say if the ears were long or not. I mean, but that fits. That fits the description. I think we're right on there. Monica Tall, gaunt humanoids with rough yellow skin, russet hair pulled, pair of top knot. The eyes have a sinister gleam, and their ears are pointed and straight. Yeah, there we go. Boom. I think you got it. Mike, would be funny if Lana uses a zombified Bertrand Bell as a silent image. I'm waiting for one of them to do something creepy with him. Juno, aesthetically, Ashton is my favorite, but Fern is up top as well as Laudna. Yeah, it's hard not to like them. I get why some people wouldn't put them up top, but I'm a fan. Fiction Ashton is so sus. Why do you say that? I think when they go to see Dorian's brother again and meet one of the other members of the Corsairs, he is going to see a member of his old crew. I'm with you 100%. He seems pretty open. Like, so I'm still split on him and his backstory. I'm glad we got some information on it though. Julian, I wonder if he revivified Laudna, she'd become human. Does Revivify have any time stamp on it? Does it have to be a certain time limit before you do something like that? What about like remove curse or something? Because technically it's a blessing / curse. So I wonder if there's a way to reverse that kind of thing. Troy, what's up, Troy? Ashton's my favorite. He's a good mix. We got 2 Ashton picks. He's a good mix of common sense and recklessness. Yeah, he has a brain, but he's still up for just smashing things. I'm a fan of the dry sense of humor. I just wish there's I feel like with his look, there should be a little more edge to him. But I'm still a fan though. I still think it's great. Choco Chip, the official Githard has the slightly longer ears. Okay. Romana Bossabas? Am I saying that right? Have you been here before, Romana? I haven't seen that name before. I find Ashton to be one of the most interesting. Oh, we got 3 Ashtons. I like it. Like there's so much behind what he shows. See, I felt like Ashton was going to be kind of a niche pick. Like there were certain people that would really relate with Ashton, and that's kind of how Taliesin likes it. But I mean, we're getting a lot of Ashton love. I'm down. Dices and Dishes. Matt could be trying to bring in some Spelljammer stuff to help when the book gets released. For sure. I mean, it's gotta be on the brain. Like I can't watch The Witcher and not start putting some of that into my games, or watch Arcane and not put that into my games. So if Matt's just working his tail off on these other projects, then it's just going to naturally coming to the game. So I don't know if he's trying, but I definitely think it's going to naturally filter in either way, just because that's his brain. Pablo, FCG, Chetney, Dorian. We got a Dorian. See, I feel a lot of Dorian love in like the comments on my videos, but in the chat we haven't. That's the first we've heard him. Do we think Dorian's here to stay, or do you think Dorian's going to bounce after his brother's situation gets solved? Troy, generally don't like it when characters sway hard in one direction. What do you mean by that? Crixie, pretty sure Laudna has it figured out that Ashton's old crew is the same ones. I feel like Marisha has it figured out. I'm not sure about Laudna, but Marisha seems to have everything figured out. I feel like she's keeping her mouth shut because she knows what's going on, and she doesn't think she's figured it out, but I don't know if Laudna's figured it out yet. Could be though, for sure. It's tough to play a character that is less intuitive than you are. So, but I mean, Laudna's been pretty intuitive. She's caught stuff. She's been pretty quick on catching stuff. Davis, not specifically, but drawing longer. I gotcha. But yeah, correct. Yeah, you use that fall guy. It's their MO. It's what they're doing. Yeah, I think it's a great point. I definitely think it's what's happening. Choco Chip made the long guy did some self polymorph stuff. Even longer ears. Well, I mean, you can just disguise kit, or there's spells that disguise self, stuff like that. If they move, yeah, it's true, Mike. They use remove curse, they might turn into a corpse. Maybe they can like combo off a remove curse and then a revivify or something like that. Oh, dog needs to stay away from Caduceus. What do you? I'm missing the reference. Barton has Revivify requires you to cast it within a minute of death. Is there any that you can cast just whenever, anytime? We haven't actually had to run it. We've had one failed resurrection. That's the only time I've killed a player. So that's something I haven't really dug too deep into. Troy, I hear you with the more edge, but I feel like that's what's interesting about him. I mean, he could be holding back for sure. A little more silent type. Taliesin playing with what's to be expected of a character that looks like him. He's subtly smart and consistent and constantly ahead of what's going on. Like he's always thinking about what's next. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I do think he's like deceptive is a good word. Like he's very deceptive with how intuitive he is. So I'm like I said, I'm holding off judgment on him because I really like episode 1. He was one of my tops. I love the build. I love the character, and I'm just waiting, I guess. Doing fiction. Oh man, highly unlikely, but with FCG, with Ira's lab assistants like Dancer was a nickname. Yeah, I'm waiting for the reveal on who Dancer is too. I feel like that's going to come up sometime. He gave it to one of his experiments. Monica, I like Ashton's dynamic with the others a lot. I'm with you there. I think he brings out a really cool, talks with everyone. He reminds me of a friend of mine, grew up rough. He expected harsh, but they're so engaging. Yeah, and there's no judgment from Ashton, which is cool. Like, with Imogen, you kind of feel like I guess you got to be a certain person. With Ashton, I feel like there's no judgment. Like there's a humility to everything he says, which kind of makes him super approachable. Again, I like the character. I still feel like I want more edge, but hey, that's just me. I mean, I've no problem with people liking him as their top. So I'm glad we got a couple for him. Troy, I mean, either super chaotic Fern, yep, or super stoic Orym, but and you need both of them to balance each other out. But even they have their moments that is a great group of characters. And here is what's great about Ashton is Ashton can have great chemistry with Orym or with Fern and so that's the beauty of his character that I really like. Monsoon, Juno, I'm gonna bounce. It's getting late. Yeah, hey, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Seems like a few people are bouncing. Mike, I like Chetney above a couple of them solely because the possibilities there. And besides that is, it's Bertrand for me. That's why I wish for a Travis DM'd one shot. Yeah. Has Travis DM'd one of the one shots yet? I've always really liked him in the one shots. I don't I don't think he's DM. Liam's DM'd some one shots. Ashley DM'd a one shot. Crixie would know. Hell yeah, I think Taliesin knows how to make very intriguing characters. Completely agree. With super interesting backstories. His backstories are between him and Liam. I don't know who puts more time into him, but I would guess Taliesin. So even when the character is unlikable, you still always want more from them. Molly. See, and I don't think Molly was unlikable, but it's very niche, and that's what Taliesin likes to do. I feel like is hit that kind of niche group. Josh Roberts, he did a Grog one. I wasn't search for Grog because that's where Bertrand came from. I didn't catch the second one. Crixie Ashton is less of an aggressive personality from your normal barbarians. Very true. He's more like the cool kid that can't be bothered, right? But once shit goes down, he swings. He doesn't talk. He does. Yeah, no, I'm with you 100%. Like that's like his build and his actions are awesome. There's a huge split, but I think it's exactly what you're saying. He's just that, stand by, don't be aggressive until things go down. Caduceus is against things that defy the natural order of death. Yeah, he kind of ushers it. It's funny how different Caduceus is from like the Raven Queen, yet how much they kind of go along the same line of thinking. Chocolate Chip, I want to find out who Dancer is too. I think the FCG has a soul somehow. Yeah, I think FCG, that's the one I'm looking at. I think he's the most sus one of the group. Mike Ashton says it was demon fairy kind of magic that healed him. Did Milo use some magic from this new guy? Because demon face sounds like this guy. It's a good question. Something to keep your eye on for sure. There you go, Davis. True Resurrection is up to 200 years, but 9th level spell. So get them up to 9th level. When can a wizard do? Was that a wizard? Who does True Resurrection? I don't even know who gets. I know wizards get 9th level spells. Do clerics get up to 9th level spells? Crixie Elephant, yes. And when you look at Critical Role Season 1 and 2, Matt has used Talison's characters to build huge arches. Oh, I mean, the arcs from spoiler alert. I mean, how half of campaign 2 was based off of Taliesin stuff, man. It's too good. Like you have to. I think any good DM does that, where if your character or if your player characters have good backstories, then make a big part of your campaign about that. He even did, like, one of my favorite parts of campaign 2 is the stuff off of Ford, and that was Travis's characters. Like that's just fun. I mean, it's easy for a DM to do that, but it's fun too. It's more interesting. Like it's joint storytelling, man. Bunions and Flagons one shot as he did it as Grog. All right, I'm gonna have to check this one out. I don't know how I haven't seen this one. Choco Chip, like my interpretation was that Ashton didn't understand the magic, so he was guessing, exaggerating, but I don't know for sure. I don't think it's a bad guess. All right, so Travis' one shot's called Grog's one shot. All right, perfect. I'm gonna have to go watch that one. William Slaughter, wonder if it's some kind of Yuan-ti. I love the Yuan-ti race, by the way. He said, he said basically solid green eyes, alien-like, no nose. Yuan-tis have a backstory involving experimentation. for sure. One of my favorite player characters that one of my players made was Ianti. Super fun. Ellie, I like Molly, but I feel a lot of people were on the fence about him. Then he died and kind of became a martyr, right? And then a huge part of the story near the end. Haven't seen the last 1/4 of campaign 2. Yeah, I mean it's yeah. You should finish it for sure when you get a chance. I know it takes so long, man. I really wish they would do some sort of how Dragon Ball Z did Dragon Ball Z DBZ Kai, where they kind of cut out the fluff and let people catch up. They did have an ad for something that I'm very curious about. That was kind of a, hey, let's catch you up on campaign 3. So I'm curious to see what that's about. I'm gonna have to check that out. Troy, I think Taliesin thinks about his backstories in more of an abstract way. Yeah. Percy, he likes to think outside the box, right? Percy asked the question, what's unredeemable? Molly, what about what's a body without a soul? And that's that they resonate so strongly. Yeah, very philosophical with, and I think that's a good way to put it. Is he's asking very deep questions and creating characters off of those questions. Davis, the DM was Grog, so he could make up rules and not have to worry about too much about real rules. It was really funny, worth the watch. Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch that probably tomorrow. Troy versus other cast members. There are more characters oriented. Well, this happened, and this is why my character is here. Yeah, I'm with you. Mike, about your Chugga Chip, about your last comment, what makes you think that the soul of FCG has in him as his? That's a good question. If he has a soul, is it even his? I'm telling you, he's sketchy, man. Crixie, well, in terms of Sam FCG, we have learned never to even try to guess. Yeah, for sure. What he's doing. The campaign 2 was probably the biggest oh my god moment of Critical terms of role play characters. Yeah, I mean that made such good storytelling, and it was in the back of everyone's mind the whole entire time till it finally happened, and then how it happened with Jester just was my favorite moment, and a lot of people's favorite moments in Critical Role in general. So, I'm with you there. My theory is Dancer stole a random soul from someone or somewhere and crammed into his robot. Yeah, so we have that like Alfie situation, right? Kind of Full Metal Alchemist going on, and I think that would be really cool. Just Full Metal Alchemist with amnesia, where they put a real person's soul into his body for whatever reason, and then he got amnesia and doesn't remember it. Maybe with the whole transfer, who knows? I think that would make a super interesting character. You kind of have that RoboCop moment where you find out who your family was, and you can kind of see them from afar but never approach them. I mean, so much you could do with that. That's why I say I'm waiting for that moment to happen. Fiction, I think FCG, we're all going to be like an Iron Giant type of story arc. That would be cool. Like he's going to get his memories back and original programming comes back, kicked in, and he's going to be monstrous. I would love for him to be the big bad evil guy. Joshua Roberts, Love Travis, Idiot's Guide to Boats. Is that in that one shot? Also, welcome Joshua. Ellie, I know it's so hard to get caught up when you're really behind. Yeah, it's tough. And I recommend to my players at my table to watch just to kind of understand role playing more and just see, for the new players to kind of see combat. And it's super intimidating to some of them. Like each episode's like 3 or 4 hours and there's 100 episodes. Like, yeah, it's a lot, but, and man, you can get burnt out. Like you got to wait for like a long trip or something to catch up. Thankfully I work at a place where I can just listen to podcasts or whatever throughout the day. So it's easier for me to catch up. But even then, that's, if you're watching all the way through, that's 2 episodes a day. It's still going to take a minute to catch up, but it's been done. It's been done before. So good luck in your journey. It's definitely worth it. Lots of fun, but it'll probably burn you out. Or just use the once a month breaks to kind of catch up a little bit. There's no rush. Unless they start referencing stuff from the end, then. But I don't think they will. They're having too much fun referencing stuff from Campaign 1. Which, hey, is everyone super excited about the Legend of Vox Machina animation? I cannot wait. Some people were talking about doing some sort of watch party. Does anyone know if Amazon does, if they just do all their episodes at once, or if they do kind of like Disney Plus where they release them one at a time? Or what the plan? I guess it depends on what the plan is, because Amazon Prime has a lot of different like channels and stuff, so everything's probably a little bit different for them. But I know Netflix unloads everything at once, all the episodes, and then Disney Plus does them one at a time. Probably you think Soul and FCG is Dancer's soul, but also it's a bit cliche. Well, I don't know, because he remembers Dancer, so unless it's like a Horcrux situation, I don't see that happening. All right, bold prediction from Crixie: Chetney dies in the fight and is actually going to be Gurge. Do you mean? Never mind. Yeah. So you think Chetney's going to die in this fight and become Gurge? I would not be surprised if that happened. I really hope it doesn't, though. He's going to fight with a witch chisel. Yep. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, I'm with you. I would not be surprised at all if that happened. Ellie, CC, yes, I've been thinking this as serious as possible. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Travis is the ultimate troll, so it just makes sense. What was the name of the warlock that was trying to become immortal? I'm sure someone's going to say it before I even get to it. Into a slab and place the soul in a jewel. What if his soul is an FCG? That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, it's kind of like anyone who ever played KOTOR back in the day. That's the old Republic. Like the big bad, the evil guy was actually the hero of the story, but he used to be the evil guy. He just had the whole amnesia thing. But you can do so much with amnesia, man. What if it was Ford? What if FCG was Ford? Something happened to Ford on his quest to destroy Uk'otoa. His soul gets ripped from his body and sent into FCG. Now he has to take some Warlock so he can do his Eldritch Blast. We now have confirmed of Milo fixing 2-player characters without any sort of healing. Milo's got to have something to him as well. I wonder if Ashton isn't really a Genasi, but rather another automaton. That's interesting. Man, there's so much that could be there. I just love how the ladies got "It's Not You, It's Me" by Pretty. Yeah, 100%. That was such a good twist ending. Matt's a genius. Crixie. Yeah, Fern really want to get down and dirty with Pretty. I mean, turn him down before it ever got there. Fern will get hers before the campaign's over, I'm sure. Probably with Chetney. David Parks. Last 2 hours was almost the whole thing. They kind of just, you caught them finishing up the stuff they started in the first part of the show. So still go back and watch it, but you didn't miss much. It was entertaining though. Slaughter super hyped for the show. Yeah, I'm with you. 3 episodes weekly. 3 at a time. Okay, so 3 at a time. That's interesting. So every week they're just going to release 3 more. Do we know how many episodes there's going to be? All right, well that's or how long the episodes are going to be. All right, well that'll be interesting. So we got to figure out how, if we want to do a watch party, how we want to do that. I guess just pick a time, or find out exactly what time it drops. I'll do the research, and then next week we'll put it together. So I can put a Discord together, or something, and it'd be fun to do something like this right after we watch it. If you guys are down. If not, I'll watch it by myself, and we'll talk about it after the next episode. But I think it'd be fun to do some sort of watch party. Elliot, thank you, Elliot. So for 4 weeks, they'll do 3 episodes. All right, sweet. So have Ashton Mario has Ashton's memory has been altered? I think it's a possibility. They haven't said it enough to where I'm full in on it, but I think that's totally a possibility. Crixie, I was afraid they wouldn't make the cartoon family friendly. Yeah, they didn't do that. But after watching the middle finger along with, I mean, they start off with a dude getting his top of his head cut off. And if you watch or read through the comics, I think it's more graphic than the comics were. Yeah, the read that they didn't. I think the F word was said more than any other word in the live read they did too. So I love it because they have the Young Justice. If you didn't watch my review on it, they have the Young Justice character, head character creator, and so you have that Young Justice feel, which I loved. Young Justice, big Nightwing fan. I don't know if you can know my Nightwing pictures over here, so you guys can't see that. Big Nightwing fan. So you have that early 2000s animation feel. You got callbacks to Dragon Ball Z. You got callbacks to, I feel like, Ninja Turtles, but then just blood, violence, cursing. It's going to be fantastic. Crixie, if Chetty doesn't die and Travis really is going to play him for the duration, Fern will totally dig him. Yeah. Yeah, especially when he's in werewolf form. Are you kidding me? Dude, she will be all over him when he's in werewolf form. Davis, yeah, 12. So 3 episodes. I think Ellie said it. 3 episodes of for 4 weeks. So if my math is correct, that would be 12 indeed. Mike, I bet Fern's dream scenario is just all the PCs in one room for one night. Other than for one night, yeah. Something's gonna happen this season with her. I'm mark my words. Troy, this is such a good episode. I'm with you. Wasn't a fan of the last week's. Felt like it dragged and the characters weren't really interested in what's going on. But this week, had to say Minigray. Yeah, it was good all the way through, which was great. Joshua Roberts, anyone know that they have plans for live shows this year? January 28th. We go 1, 2, 3. I've been looking for the live shows. I haven't seen anything yet. I know they want to. I know that they're starting to do conventions again. So I think Vegas held a couple conventions. Oh, sorry. Vegas held a convention a couple weeks ago. And so I think that could kind of spark a lot more. So once conventions start going again, I think they'll be up for doing live shows, because I definitely want to go to a live show. It'd be really cool. The next one that's in Atlanta, I think I'm going to try to go to. So if any of you live close enough to Atlanta, we can definitely get to the convention together. What's up, DNF? Much appreciated, brother. I think brother. Correct me if I'm wrong. I use masculines a little bit too much when I don't know what someone is. Ellie, the Red Band trailer was pretty amazing. Yeah, I'm glad they're going to have the swearing and gore that actually reflects the original. You can't go PG with it. If you watch campaign 1, you just it's. I mean, they tamed it down at the start of campaign 1 from what it was from their home show, but then it swung back. I mean, their team name was the Shits for their first 20 sessions or whatever. I kind of wish they would have, embraced that original team name a little bit more, but is what it is. It makes sense that Vox Machina is just I'd rather have the Shits shirt though. Say, Melly, just gonna let you talk because I agree with everything you say. Yeah, there you go, Crixie. Ellie, just take over. Excuse me. Live shows might be a possibility, maybe around July. What gives you that time frame? Yeah, I mean, who knows with freaking Omicron, man, and whatever one comes next. Either way, hopefully they'll do some, because I did not get to go to any last campaign, and I'd really love to. So Pablo, they made Pike look so damn good in the new trailer. It's crystal clear Pike is his favorite. Yeah, and she, I mean, for everyone in the party, man, Pike was everyone's favorite anyway. So it makes sense. Like Pike's the glue. She's the lawful good character that's actually trying to push them to do something good. So I mean, she makes that whole team run, which is so funny since Ashley was constantly in and out during campaign 1. So I love it. I think it's true to itself. So you can't be mad about it. All right, it's 1:30, 1:20, something like that. I need to crash and go to bed. Got to work in a couple hours, and then I'm gonna be. I got some speaking engagements this weekend, so I'll be out of town. But so I'll probably have to post any highlights early and just schedule them, I guess. But hey, I appreciate all you guys coming in here, hanging out with me. This is a highlight of my week for sure, other than my live D&D game. This is right there with me. But yeah, plus it's Ashley. Ashley's amazing. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. Do a like and subscribe stuff you have, and I think everyone in here is already. So yeah, we'll see you guys next week, I guess. And people who comment in my comments, I comment back. So I appreciate you guys keeping up with me throughout the week. But you guys have a chill week, man, and we'll see you next week.